And we quite die with the Ken Mot and in Grambul. Who come on token walk our guest on the screen and it's engineer Bioratim Biur. Welcome viewer, welcome back to Ding Bull Empowering or DB Empowering. Uh, Viewer Chikon Jam can walk with quite die back a month ago today. So it was on the 19th of February. And a guy jam on a viewer. China talk to us about the levels of consciousness or levels of awareness. Which you can discuss. Today, we will be jam in the same area, but the topic, uh, as you can see behind him, is a sabotage. Is a common word that we all use, but in different contexts. So today, we will discuss in the context to be in helping other people. So in Chukulore, in Chuku play, it's not our song. The song we love to share with you, Ranir Paul in Dinka. We believe air pure and in John Malaysia to talk to people in Australia and also in America and back in Africa. Air pure or bin cook bakek benyal to the level to the level of the rest of the world. To the level that they should be, not where they are. But the world is like up to sort of concept here. So there's a world as it is and a world as it should be. So we live in a world as it is, and it is our job actually to correct that, to live in a world as it should be. So we're quite die, Bure, it's here kind of pioneer ben we bekon. It will be up to Bure to discuss the topic in the language and feel comfortable with, or you mix that up, Dinka, English, in any other language. It's a good Malaysian, which chicken pure tongue, then you can touch a little bit there. Can you a brief law bureau to introduce Sajilo? Yen a bella do ko bungot ke la ben ko bang or like thing in other news outlets. Okay, trying to help people. You do now when you have a chance to do it. And there are means here. We got the media, the social media, and we got those platforms like Tengbul and also the Teach is Girls Scholarships and other. Bureau is not limited to a certain group of people or to a community or a section or part of the country, but he is actually committed to help, keen to help all those people interested, people that feel that there's a need, that they need to know things in their life. So Burin Chukulor, Bajam, self-sabotage, Kujala, the long word called the procrastination. It's very a bit hard to pronounce, yeah. But about try by actual ma the go so in Chalor, welcome back. We quite die or back a video back share and in coach bay. You can share in your yeah, twin malwal. Ran ran piompan king a yul. King a yul la jam kura yual. Alwele ja jam tong a jeng. So I will what do for cover a pay tong a jeng uncle tuch. Welcome to Bala Lin to Lord of Ben. About I want to walk. Kalu look when engineer Bure, Kujala Koiko, Benang that interest we go better will cola. So I eat a Lord, welcome Bure Bajam, topic dun the empowering Mongol Bilatin. Long way in by a teach, in by a teach and then car, but teach the call who did it because big dead. Kakabatin ku bajala tuen so incha loro red bajala tuen.
Hey, ninja lejaret dengarang bull. Kuanchi DB empowering. Achaban lejaret for giving me this another opportunity. Chan bak. Koi ku koi to ga dai work book reach together. Din do un Paul din pe the rate. We can He look luck ko ye people ko ye ko e bu ko ko win non ka pie lo cake bu ka da chi le ke pie chi ran lo che ba de ko lo being ko ja empowered who are going in with young people but going when ko baga baga gam spotlight be ran ke dan will kene yen ke I you are among the category of people here and ke pion so kene shukron tene yin kutong your platform is DB empowering and you already introduce it because what you can a session war but na non ko ji dir ko bu ke ben today ke yen kam rin ge kan cha bi ratem are pa ni cha Malaysia in get chang lakin pin chia small village global village we can reach out to one another using all these platforms so ki en bi obe jam ye kole e ki cho self sabotage. The title is called Breaking Up with Self Sabotage. Kuja subtitle is How You Use the Power of Your Mind to Stop Struggling and Start Fully Living. Yung cho ilu struggle balu gifudi kubai pi du je chala twen. So na tinga yen yako hien ten kaka god self sabotage assassinator. This is a platform where I'm trying to give some people what I actually have learned. Ukar biko bike trying to look they will use it as a mirror to look into themselves and beyond you identify am I actually living in self-sabotage or not. So Tienbu Golen, I'll give you an introduction of what self-sabotage is all about. I will go deep into what is self-sabotaging behavior. What are the self-sabotaging behavior you are going through as people? And then I will also try to tell you why do we sabotage ourselves. Yung sabotage. I will mix song jiang and English. Anong ka really English I can give some definition in English. Na nong any profound definition in tong manjang leba jobe kakalabani jobe le lo translated I can wo nong. So many people book a reach out koi wini keto inside this particular topic. And then we will also be touching on how do we stop sabotaging ourselves. And then the last one will be how to create an awareness and alignment. Can be here continuing to sabotage yourself. And Koi Yoko reach out in this particular category. When I started it, KNN Bureau, I was actually trying to target my own self-sabotaging behavior. This is why I create a platform such that I can start to practice what I am trying to preach so that I become the sabotage assassinator in my own world. And then later on, if I'm able to talk to someone, I can be a mirror loom and they look at themselves in the mirror and see where they are having this behavior of self-sabotage. Then they will start to go after it and they kill it when it is still a baby. They say kill a monster when it is still a baby. When you allow it to grow, and then it can be too difficult for you to get rid of it in your life. So it targets young people, teens, students, young professionals, young parents, even Koidit. This na can in your life, then you would be living in a lot of delusion most of the time. So ko agalu reach at this abagalu specify properly. This is for you if you experience at least one of the following. Let me try to read it clearly. When you experience one of the following, there are changes you want to make, but part of you resists making those changes and you continue to struggle to make them stick. These are when you have that kind of characteristics in your life, you can target. You have damaging habit or destructive thoughts loop and want to break free from them. Damaging habits that make you become a victim in your story and they pin you down. You need to watch out for that. Also, the self sabotage of behavior that we are trying to target is when you experience, you are excited to strengthen your emotional intelligence by understanding how your brain and your body are keeping you stuck in one place, not to get out of your bed, not to do that dream that you wanted to do all the time. And if you notice self-sabotaging patterns or things that I'm going to define what they are: perfectionism, procrastination, self-doubt, pleasing people, avoidance, or feeling not good enough. This is in a sneak peek. What are the characteristics of self-sabotage? So now let's go in. Can you define what self-sabotage is? So self-sabotage is a behavior or thought patterns that hold you back and prevent you from doing what you want to do. Behavior, how you present yourself. Kayeke loy, kukayeke ta. When you loy, I pain a chan bakan niar ba loy. Bapaj baya paj in the morning, tiran koren baya paj sadatem. But you really like to keep to your bed until 9. That is a behavior. It is a thought pattern. Your alarm clock has gone off. Kuloi post. Without knowing that, that is a self, what we call self-sabotage. So now, self-sabotage. What are the characteristics of this? Number one, the first culprit of this is procrastination. Procrastination, putting your task off most of the time. You want to do something, but you put the task off until the last minute. I was always a victim of this when I was a student. And I will say I will submit my assignment later on. I will submit it later on until the deadline is almost reaching nearby. You are running so fast. You don't have enough time by revising what you have done so far. What you will get, results who might not be as what you expected. But that was procrastination, putting tasks to the last minute. Number two, and this is where most of us, you in one point in your life, you have been a victim of this. It's called negative self-talk. And this negative self-talk is constantly criticizing yourself. In a road, go, can I child? I'm not like Dengarang. I cannot actually host a TV. I cannot call people. I cannot talk to public. So this is negative self-talk. Or you are trying to shut down your ability that is with you. And most of the time, introvert are people who maybe are low self-esteem, but there are introverts that are actually very confident within themselves. And when you are in a group, you would think what they have said, you cannot say it. You will always find a way to criticize your point, criticize yourself. That is a self-talk, a negative self-talk that we call self-sabotage. What you are trying to do, you're trying to play down yourself. You are trying to sabotage your abilities. That is one of the negative self-talk, which is the self-sabotage. Number three, perfectionism. You set unrealistic goals because our core can be at the best. You want to present yourself the best. You want everything to be very perfect. Perfectionism. It will kill you because most of the time you will not reach that standard. Not reaching that standard of doing what you actually have set, that unrealistic goal. Some maybe in court by a lot of money. I want to have certain amount of money to start doing something. I want to have Chimanduan and Luin TV host. You need to have a certain set of equipment for you to start hosting TVs. or start hosting people, incur mic, incur some desk, incur a background. This is perfectionism. You want everything to be very perfect. But in life, it's no very perfect. That's why we continue to grow. We say practice make progress. Practice does not make perfect. That is an illusion. So this is a self-sabotage. Number 4, self-medication. This self-medication is like taking drugs, like taking alcohol, like even taking, like smoking. Kagai said, hey, you got inflicted with all this pain by yourself, with a lie that when you do this, stress went in a bija, you will get over that. But it will come because you are trying to create a pleasure for that particular minutes, for that for a few hours. But a lot that illusion when you created kulejal, but then the reality will start to kick in, because reality will always kick in, and we want to create a picture based on what we want to see, which is not true. Number 5 is avoidance, avoiding situation or avoiding task or avoiding people. That trigger anxiety. Maybe sometime in your life you had been with some people anong together, or some discussion together. Those discussions make you feel very low. They create low self-esteem in you. So what you will start to do, you will start to avoid that. The same thing, yes, school, a certain subject, any alum or certain teacher, your lecturer, any in class alum, you start to avoid that kind of person, or you start to avoid conversation with certain kind of people, because they create some sense of anxiety or stress in you. What you are trying to do, you are stalling the situation to brew more. Can you get self-sabotage? Number 6 is self-doubt. Self-doubt is I'm not good enough. I cannot do a lot of things. Can you get self-doubt? And this self-doubt is a very big thing that is causing a lot of damage to young people, young professionals, because you want to compare and compete with other people. And comparison is always going to be the thief of all your joy, of all your joy. I will barely compare when around there. It is the same thing like you're comparing your level 1 with somebody's level 10. And are you going to reach that? You're not going to reach that. Then that comparison will always kill you. The seventh one, which I will make it the last one, is imposter syndrome, feeling like a fraud. If I want to present myself as somebody who knows this particular topic, but in my mind I have a doubt that no, you don't know this. What are you trying to do? That's not you. You've not gone that far. You have not learned enough. That is a symptom of imposter. I'm trying to belittle myself from what I know. The same thing tinaran ko ben diet and who could be some of these self-sabotage habit bikenyai. Tomorrow when you are trying to wake up at 7 or at 6, then your mind will tell you, no, this is not us. We don't wake up at this time. We always wake up at 9. What are you trying to do? Or if you are that person to a certain promoted to a certain position, and you are trying to show yourself as a manager there, okay, your low self-esteem or this self-sabotage will come back. No, you cannot talk to this crowd. You're not yet at this level. It's not you. That is called imposter syndrome. So in the Nkarangbu, types of self-sabotage that we have as people. And NBUR, I am going through some of them. But the most important thing, like what we talked about last time, is self-awareness, being conscious of what you are actually going through. Because when you are conscious or you are aware about what situation you have, then 50% of that particular situation is answered. You're going to look for the next 50%. It's not like you didn't know. Now, then the whole 100% of that is is still a mystery. So this is what we call about what is self-sabotage and what are the type of self-sabotage that we are talking about. Now, yeah, Ben, if I'm trying to talk to people, where can you find what is your special brand of self-sabotage? For me, to give an example about myself, one of my main self-sabotaging behavior was self-destructive perfectionism. I want to put my slides to the best of my ability. I want everything to be done 100% before I start to share it with people. I want this knowledge about self-sabotage by an expert in this. That is what we call self-destructive perfectionism. This is one of the things that I have I've been struggling with. Another thing is procrastination, which hits everybody in different way. You will try to convince yourself that you want to take your time. Chan Bailo, I don't need to rush. I don't need to do this. But there is a potential when you do that, what you are delaying, a little bit. So taking your time in this context can be actually a self-sabotage, which is a procrastination subset. But what you don't need to do is baralui force, because your mind also has a limit. If you force yourself to do something, you will reach your limitation, your limit point where you can break. That's where you can actually try to navigate where are you comfortable here. So to other people that are going to watch this, what is the special brand of self-sabotage? If you cannot identify that, then you can never get over your self-sabotage from the behaviors when Chukolo described. So that is it. That is, now we talked about self-sabotage, but the next thing we want to go to is, why do people do it? When you know that procrastination is not good, putting tasks to the last minute. When you know that negative self-talk is not good for your health, why do you still do it? When you know that you can never be perfect at anything until even the world end, you can never be perfect in anything. Why do we do that? Self-doubt. Why do you want to compare yourself and other people that are not at your level? The best competition you can do or comparison we can do is for yourself. I can believe yesterday today I want to be good than my yesterday. Tomorrow I also want to be good than my today. That will be called growth. You are growing. But why do people procrastinate or why do people self-sabotage? Number one is a pattern learned in childhood. Self-sabotage is something that you learn in your childhood. Uh, are we there? All right. Yeah, my screen actually can't.
Yeah, in Pingwai. In
All
Pingwai.
right. Okay. You know, most of this I would goal from our childhood. Things like self-doubt, things like negative self-talk. I carried goal. Yesterday, the other day when I was talking to Tiawatem, I brought a scenario where I said, "Nong ka kwan won yo ka dire kanisa ko yemi." That ground actually create this low self-esteem or self-doubt. The kinine data pay. And when is it kicking in? At your childhood. There was some set time in Loboni, có gọi coi chạy bên của yo coi lo có ja dir có da kwan ke cái du pio ja ko kwa na ran ken dir pio ba den ki yin wan ko ka bo kwa nya lo be a certain group of people I took now when you doing can in there in ken kwan you will start to doubt yourself that ain't good enough. I'm not like those people and you du pio en chen kwan. So where did it stem from? It I got it ki nong run dong wan run thia run ber obijo lo ken yin you will still grow with it that you are not good enough. If you were good, but now it is becoming it has to become your task to see that is this the only thing that you need to be good at? The only thing that you need to be good at. Some of the kids during that time, are good at academic. Be ranga lu pet. Ben in the class from number 1 to number 10 and bento thin. That person is good there. I know koi kok la lui kok especially ki dir non koi kok me and my friends work got to do Kawan your work got to do banong special good handwriting. Some people don't have good handwriting. So I work on fair so you find your joy in that. That is where we learn it at childhood. But when you grow up still hovering that thought, aren't you good enough? Kiki and broloy, you will start to avoid situation. When you're doing avoidance, you will start to avoid situation be bagam a previous memory of such kind of thing. That is where habit we learn at childhood become our limiting behaviors. They become limiting factors. And every time something like that appears, what is that doing to you? You are self-sabotaging yourself. Number two is a fear of failure, fear of success, fear of rejection. Fear is the biggest culprit. When I start to do something, when you start to host the people online, and there may come some negative criticism about this later on. And what does it mean? It means key initial goal has failed. So fear of failure will kick in. The same thing in human one. It goes back to where is it coming from. When you don't know the root cause of that particular behavior, then it is difficult for you to address it. So fear of rejection in many ways. Either you feel rejected in your family, you feel rejected among your peers, you feel rejected in your teenage world where you are trying to relate with what we call girlfriend, boyfriend, and all that. Kakeben, this come in as why people sabotage. When you feel rejected, you will start to self-sabotage yourself. No, I cannot approach so and so because I may be rejected. I cannot start a new project like this because I may fail. I cannot start my platform like sabotage assassination because not many people will want to learn anything from it. That is a self-sabotage. Number three is lack of mental alignment, hidden agenda, and secondary gain. Yeah, if you want to start something, your mind and your heart are not both aligned. Your thinking center and your feeling center are not at the same way. Then you will start to doubt yourself because your mind is saying, "What are you doing?" I feel in my heart I want to contribute to mentoring young people or to mentor some people or to share what I've learned through my journey with other people. But my mind will say, nobody will take what you are trying to say. What you're trying to say, everybody knows about it. What are you doing? And thinking is a mental alignment. Your mind and your heart are not aligned. Your heart wants you to contribute to society, but your mind is not is trying to talk down you. Negative self-talk kicked in. That's why people do self-sabotage. Number four, low self-esteem. And this is low self-esteem and self-confidence. These are birds of the same feather. And low self-esteem is actually the control of our own health, mental health. People lose a lot of things is because they have low self-esteem. They will start to doubt themselves. They will start to shy away or move away from their progress. This is low self-esteem because they think that they cannot make it. Another habit of low self-esteem is to be in a group of people uh, that give you some sort of significance because in Chile kadang loy to kuna non ko woni ga tinga popular like even in kadang either in a community or in a school or in all this pop culture ben nyal where a lot of young people are going into singing. They want to have the sense of belonging there. So what will keep them there, some people will try to treat them with not a proper way of treating them, but because they have low self-esteem, they will still follow. Or even a non-kin will, you will be paying for a lot of people because you have money, but you have low self-esteem. That is a self-sabotage. Number 5, came in again. Why do people do it? It's because of imposter syndrome, because you think you are a fraud. That's why you self-sabotage yourself. So in the reason why you self-sabotage because the it's a quiz can but in your mind you are always going to doubt yourself. You cannot do it. You cannot make the cut. You cannot stand in the crowd. You cannot speak in front of people, like public speaking. You cannot do it because you are thinking about how people will perceive you, but you are not thinking about what you are contributing. You know, there are two main things in life that are very important for us as human. One is growth, the other one is contribution. If you cannot continue growing, you will wither out. If you are not contributing to prosperity, you will be wiped out. You can take example of this in the wild or in the jungle. Animal other animal are wiped. When we know about this thing called survival of the fittest. If you are not contributing or you are not growing, you will be eaten out. You will be thrown out of the food chain. That's what happened. The same thing to us. And you want to keep being dormant with it, you will be out of. Nobody will always know what your existence. But if you want to show your existence, please grow yourself and contribute to the bigger society. The most and primary responsibilities of people. And that's why when you see somebody trying to do some contribution without expecting any return, that is what is in their mind, growth and contribution. Okay, now we go to the next question, the third question. And the third question is, you have the time. You're mute.
Sorry, I think you do Q&A later on, so keep presenting. Yeah.
All right. So if I continue to go, and jam about the type of self-sabotage, and jam about why people do sabotage themselves. The next one is, how do we stop all this? How can we stop self-sabotage? If you have identified a certain self-sabotage and kocha identify it Indian Benson why you do it, then how do we stop it? So to stop it, we have some few stages that we want to talk about stopping self-sabotage. Number 1, you first have to have this mindset, something we call pre-contemplation. In this pre-contemplation, you have no intention of changing your behavior. Now, knowing that mind of not knowing what is happening in your life and you don't want to change it, then it is going to be difficult for you to get out of this situation. If I want to start my health routine, and my health routine says that I need to go for exercise at least 30 minutes a day, or do my regular exercise 5 times a week, or it does not need you to go to the gym. You can even do it in your own room if you don't watch out for that. If you don't want to look at your intake, okay, sugary intake are not good for your health. You know them. Those are behaviors you want to stop, but you are actually not stopping them. Then that's number 1 you need to do. First, know what you need to change in your life. What behavior is existing. When you have that awareness, then you can take the next step where you this is contemplation. We talk of pre-contemplation. You come and contemplate, and with no commitment to action. Actually, You know it, and you're not designing any action. I want to do it. I want to change. I cannot eat sugary stuff. I cannot continue not to do my exercise. I actually promised myself to be doing my gratitude. I want to be presenting myself without a lot of low self-esteem. But you're not taking action, then you cannot go. You cannot get out of self-sabotage. You will still be a victim of self-sabotage. You know what it is. You know that you can take action to get out of it, but you're not getting out of it because you are again self-sabotaging yourself. You are again self-doubting yourself. That is what we need to do. Another one is preparation, intending to take action to address the problem. Yeah, I know. Yes, it is me. What do I need to do now? Yeah. So you see, step by step, identify, know what you're supposed to do, start doing it. These are the steps. So you take one self procrastinating behavior at one time or self sabotaging behavior at one point and try to address it. Take it just a very simple thing. If it is procrastination that you want to do, because nonka will procrastinate. Sometimes you go to the office in the morning and then you want to do something, then email it, you go ben something that you go again. So you wanted to start doing something. Now you change your mind, you want to reply that email. Well, the content of the email can be to what you want to send out. Then you pick up your phone and try to browse up and down, up and down. So what are you trying to do? You are avoiding the task and you are procrastinating until the deadline comes. So this is where you take action, yeah, actively making action or do it and to go forward. Number 5 is maintenance. When you have identified one thing that you want to do, you have set your mind to take action. The next thing is how can you maintain this routine, the action that you are going to do? How will you continue to go with it? Because if you don't have a routine, you don't have something to maintain it, it will be something for today, but tomorrow you may not come another excuse. Today I'm tired, tomorrow I'll do it again. When you are out of the routine, you need to do back, because our mind always like the familiar thing. Our mind does not want to change from what we know. Our mind will always stick to something familiar, and that's why we go back most of the time to a lot of familiar things. But our subconscious mind is like the biggest elephant, and our part of conscious mind is like the small ant. Now the ant, which is your conscious mind, is trying to tell you that, let's change this routine of life. It's not good for us. Now we are committed to do it, but the elephant, which is the subconscious mind, will come and pull back. You are going north, but your elephant, which is the subconscious mind, will go pull you back south. So who's going to be the winner? The giant one, which is the elephant. So this is why you need to take small steps and try to make them as a routine, and don't give in to your brain that will always like to go back to the familiar things. And number six is a relapse. What is a relapse? Now, routine to goal, and then you find yourself that, oh right, I am falling back into the bad habit. That is good, because that is an awareness point. Now you have a choice to take here. If your choice is to continue what you have already caught yourself doing it, or will you say, no, I promise myself to keep to the routine. This is why it is very important for us to know when we can relapse and when we can pick up ourselves from the relapse. So this is why it is very important for us to know that you identify, take action, uh, identify, prepare, take action, and maintain, and know where your relapse will come in. So this is how we actually can stop this self-sabotaging behavior. These are the umbrella, but the detail is when you take one at a time. About low self-esteem or your confidence. How can you build your confidence in a step? This is the biggest topic that we are addressing. When you talk about procrastination, how can you do procrastination in a step? Kagakaji subtopic. And you have to identify where somebody's self-sabotaging behavior is appearing. Now when you do the assessment, you go into detail to design how one can actually overcome their self-sabotage. So that is it. That's what we can do, how to stop that. Now, the next thing is, having known this, then you question yourself, what stage of your life or what stage of all this are you in now? If I know that the stage I'm in is where not procrastination, where perfectionism has been holding me hostage, because I want things to look very perfect. I want to have the perfect microphone. I want to have the perfect slides. I want to have the perfect background. I want to have the um, everything that I need to be perfect to make it more cleaner, that people will try to accept me. Because what are we looking at here? In creative core, we are perfect. You are looking for public acceptance. You want public approval. And all these are called external chaos. What is inside? Is your mind and your heart aligned? If they are aligned, you will never care much about good opinion of other people, because good opinion of other people will will stop you from doing what you love, what you want to change in your life, what you want to contribute to change other people's life. And when we talk about growth and contribution as the primary need or primary basic need for human being, then you will be losing your ground, because you are trying to please a lot of people. You're trying to uh, you are accepting people saying that you are not good enough, or you are accepting yourself saying you are not good enough, you cannot talk to these people. That is where you have to identify where you are right now. If your self-sabotaging behavior is procrastination, submitting your homework, if you are a student, or doing a lot of other things that will always distract you from going forward, then you are at the right track. You can now design your action plan. Another one is to identify whether you have relapsed before. You might have planned to do something, but you relapse because you cannot keep to the routine. You cannot keep to your promise. Now you know you relapse. Then it is your choice whether you can continue to live in the comfort zone, or you can get out of your comfort zone and start growing, because we grow and we learn outside our comfort zone. This is what we can do at that. So this is tied to what I say, creating an awareness and alignment. When you start to create an awareness about all these things, then you can design how and where is self-sabotage showing up in your life. You can design that. Is it in your health? Is it in your learning? Is it in most of the activities that you are doing? Is it at your work? Is it in your business? Then you see, where am I sabotaging myself? Now you have somewhere to address that situation. Another one is, how do you feel when you self-sabotage yourself? How do you feel? Like for me, when I have self-sabotaged myself because I wanted things to be very perfect, or when I feel like I overthinking because I wanted to reply certain email, or I wanted to do some slide and I could not do them because I was overthinking. This is not here. This is not this is not there. Then Lagula Lu slow down. Time has finished. I'm caught up by time. How do I feel? I will feel so bad. I will feel very miserable. Why do you want to let that be something that you will feel? So this is why it is very important to know also how you feel when you have caught yourself self-sabotaging. Then another one is, what is self-sabotaging stopping you from doing? Did you wanted to start a business? Did you wanted to start a coaching platform? like me and Dengbu. But your self sabotage is telling you that you're not good enough, you don't have the resources, you will not get people who will accept your idea. This is important for you to know what is it stopping you from doing. It is stopping you from growing. It is stopping you from contributing to other people's life. You don't need, when I talk about perfectionism, you don't need to know everything. You need to be one step ahead of that particular person you want to share an idea with. Because I'm now coaching teens, I'm coaching young parents because I'm a young parent myself and I know what I go through as a young parent. I'm also mentoring students, I'm mentoring young professionals. Why? Because I see that I have 1 inch above them, or I actually can share my experience that I am gaining now with them. Because mentorship and coaching are actually uh, session of sharing experience. When you share experience, you can grow. You don't need to know everything. When you say you want to know everything, you will not know anything. That's why please try to contribute to the society by sharing what you've learned or what you have to make a positive impact in people's life. Another one is what it is also like, what is it stopping you from? It is what is it costing you? What is your self sabotage costing you? So in the Ngarang, so some of those questions are things that you can ask yourself. Then Bara define where you are, what is stopping, where is it stopping you? What are you supposed to do, but you are not doing it because you are self-sabotaging yourself. So this may give a session to ask something at this point.
And in Chalajaret, brother Bure, engineer Buratin. So in Chalaja pay who I think koi die, although watching koi ranga did you die young. Uh, you know, sometimes when I tell any show cow and then none need 10 people or 20 people die, what comes to my head is na dear Lord one by could you did you tell about it and then did I check did it been in a gum red ben so and then did long day you go a gum red
Mm.
and then did you care could will a little boy a pump we are pumped at him so dine ye ta ku na nga bu ka le bare ngi tine la pam ta tin ngi ga yilo ping la gam red zeta so some of dear go no care to win ya negative nga yiting ne ko nga gam red tin that same thing can shows you okay loy we watch your ko ju ya chu ka be ko a chin ka won chen negative a che feeling a lot no ko ko kakal wel ke na believe you're negative, you could pull down. Bigi to teaching the bintotin had you not taken up those beliefs. Ke good yin wo ko diang to wo chakale yare. Wo ko dai wo share ko ke tier ku di dai man tio wo share one your friends kuna ne ngi chira gur pyo ko be le rande and that is ngati ni ko pyo wo ji ba ya tin udro so we be lo ko ju now ki en kar ba ti in biura ba ti to ngien ku ba jangot ke jolwele te binen piantin lura jo den kurbul is a great but need to speak dinka for other to benefit fully so kin yin biura lwele ba jam to ngien
Okay.
ka be ko ka ping a pet khi em
Um,
bác thì các bạn muốn có linh jam khi cho sep sabotage ya no sabotage cha da yo ko on go le ping wo yen twen ai che ke to ngarap za da juro ta ke chi ke wer to ngien lakini is english chalwe le ki cho procrastination ya no ba luele ka chab loy mane ke dun ba loy ba yo ko pala yo ko ule ba loy miao ti eh ku yena cha ta ken ki chol perfectionism yani na nga ken loy piet ka chi le ba loy kan kor ba loy piet wala na bala jam in the public when che jam piet ka mro kon pio jam ana ken pie mia ke am bi jola jam so chalwel ngulwel yen procrastination kini yenge tung di sab sabata jana ko korba loy ben kulu ga ya chi la loy jan ane ga jui ko ta da yin kiro gama ne ga lo loy wala yen ka ket bina loy petina ken ben lakini nang dai chi alwel na la jamurande kulwel kana ne ga karba loy ku ko le ra lwel la ane ga loy tene ha Pira will take your time to English. And will you not sa? You not sa below in. Could you allow procrastination? Yek talk. You not sa. Could you allow by procrastinate? Na chicken took a bagajo your day. Abangi kinner. I you're sa like in about the low. About low. Ket sa beni korben took a kinben. Well, in
na cha nge ti kwa cha nge le pai yen ke le yikru ta non ki na to won ran won ye we jam pe ya gro ping ke le ba ti je tong ran le ba le yong liu ki ro ka ba yi bra ye ta yong da a che ti je question ne ku ran en jam ki ne chi bu ko lo ke ga le le yong liu ke ki che ne ke da na go le lo na ye wo ke liu ku ye ke ko we da di le chan bu go le we ke wer ye na ye ta en liu ke ga le ba ti ikene ye krili long meaning tenin ye very important in your life because they ga ju wonong ta der ye kichin na mana e la jot so kana le bene ngi wal bene ti ran ke don ye
well,
musajila
what the rot?
Bati rod wi to kala kene pie the yen
You will live.
yong liu tenen wo wa liu an chin ta anon ka ju ko lo ke ka ju ko lo ke ale ba tingi ye ki indi en le ben tu ku bata ba ke wen chin ke di lo bata che kene ei paragu e kang lo paragu chan bangi kene to a chan anon kri yo chan be lo chan procrastination en mande erio ji chan ki na rio na lo ku je no gol ba kene lo ka lo yo ke kana liu ko ba ba la kor in ju go da ba ba lo ele bra yo le ka ba ba di to nga aye ke ber di bi ti ko ba ri yo ko pa kena chia procrastination lakin taking your time na ken ye de pet ke win ken procrastination kan ge na win ken rani lo ye ne taking your time ku ken de pet yung why are you taking your time what is so important in this is it because it is difficult you don't have the resources or is it just a kind of activity when chin mana chin di to thing then I chin di to thing chin di ba yu thing ka ja la chen nge tan de chman un chin le na kar ba jam gol ko ni che jam bat ba rota jor ku le gar le de gar ku le pyo chi men ka yo ko lo ya ka chi ka ga pyo na nong to un ke ki chi class kin le ba sob je ka lo be ku pyo rande lakin ki cho public speech or public talking giving public speeches anong reason in ka lo you cannot just appear out of nowhere where I will just talk to the public can you in ye for the public speaking why is it actually becoming a problem to you do you have that ambition well along that aspiration chan ba ko ba ga pyo ba ga gam ki ngi wele ki ye ngi ye yu ngi ko nong ki yo le the war cry of failure is I already know it chan ba kri ben to ki ngi en in chi lui fail class chiran le beto ko le ngi kri jibe kuna le ngi chen chiman you know nang kun chalwe watching ko jwe chi beneten for us not to offend them achu ko le ke self sabotage. Some of them are going through their awareness level and ngor ko period can be ngi yakin important pide yakindi actually enjoy en chalu sabotage non ko le biran ka lo because ki cho reality yi it's sexy well ko ja reality is not attractive a boring.
Yeah.
If you want something that is not boring ki lo to any to any ka ja e ka won no gu fan red but for you it become your own responsibility can bro pure ki don ko that is where it becomes. So the war cry of failure is I already know it. And the difference between this taking your own time and procrastination is actually having to identify why are you taking your time and what is the importance of this thing that you want to do. That is where we can actually say in a difference between procrastination with taking your own time, because taking your own time we can explain that don't rush into things and I really say jal en ke mi ke jo chati ke ken ni red kene le viran de luel ke excuse beno luel an bata di lum chan cha gadang bu lo ke ken piar ko piet but there you don't need to bring it to people, you do it for yourself. Achi je aki ja ja le ku ko ba jo be to the public taking your time was actually not taking your time to sit over it. You were taking your time chan ba loy can loy to a certain level but not to that mindset of saying I want it to be so perfect chan ba be. Now we are bringing this idea here. Did we cook them? Yeah, is that the company, the public need to hear something about this? No, it's not because we are so good at it, but one on that kind of mindset, only on teacher growth and contribution. You can give it to young people, one of our young sisters and our young brothers that can learn one thing or two from this. Ye kato from these people ke chiben ke tiu dru wili ran de be bela we baden. These are the people we do things for. Charan, when you don't expect people to do to be at the same time, know things at the same interval, because anong kiyo really expectation and a killer of everything. Aloy kadang loy expect you will be heartbroken when it does not happen to the way you expected.
Look, we ko dai ke kor ba ke lom red ku ka chibio ke lwel ko chibere ja pay that yo mutiet ke an assignment ya no na yim student ke chan assignment chan go lo loy yo mutiet ye computer eliutin ka ye ke den ken date the topic what the topic about.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yung yen tie chane gor loy man kenu kucha identified ke yin in chi ro bin chi ba gaw na ye daga kan de di mudil kar bala jamun tura do your lecturer or your teacher ku balu lan kin concept e ken ga kan de kara yung yi yung
Don't
lo
call.
expect a ke yin ji lui a chi man ko jam la wo ko dai lo e pam kor ba anen ka kar ba loy lakin acha ta ba chiloy kolora anti ka lele am kena making a decision chan ba kena ba loy but actually not making a decision itself is a decision you have decided not to make that decision
Yeah.
so okay kena ga etom kar ba ke de ko ni chola ba kan tau chen ba ka be loy procrastination uh, na kuj
Delaying
wise
is a
ke
delaying tactics.
exactly look at nanga carbon look at nanga carbon but in psychology well nanenga a belief a negative belief korba pol yana korba pol kulu ba chi belo well ka korba attach kind pain
Yes.
huh either a physical pain or a mental pain or a emotional sort of a thing
Mm.
ku chat that belief chat kai ke ne ku ni lwel ku lwel ke da na nga cha ka da ju chi lo ke yi lo ya fi lu de ku won
Yes.
chat we de lo yi gu ju lo yu de ye ro
Mm.
go ye dir ye jo fi lu de ku chat that pain ke ni chat touch can believe in holding you back ka den ka yin chi believe in ka le ba le ba nya chan yin kor ba chi a pain one a physical or a mental chi kor ba experience ke ne chi nya da se ka tin kar ba jwa ti la ki nan ke very important kar ba important just like a cone but in jam ki chol avoidance yeah by avoiding something will avoid people we in chi example koi nên cái chắc cái lỗi của coi cái coi đùa gì ai gu cái cô là cái giờ lỗi thế cái mẹ gì mà tên ba coi cái ba cái avoid đấy
Tiny way mat. Para tiny way mat.
Ora tany we mat but that tany we mat cái ra đủ ache good thing even
Mm.
the feeling itself cái chi bị giàu chan chara tany we this avoid and kin của la culture into what in beer in the way of life and so on ko bi jam la external e ka won jagal wel in all the belief ko cho procrastinate ka I been from or self doubt I external I been from other thing I think dear kinisa ja be like how do you navigate this what can we transition in beer to uh, the civilized life or a fully understanding of our psychology. How do you navigate this culture core being cornered into something? Chamberlain, Warun Chaluel, Karaj, Ekawun Chaloy, a crach, ye kitchen get but in Birchilo can a crach. So, how do you actually navigate this culture down very, very confining?
Ayen. Can I question Pedro? You know, anong when you where when it's a good opinion of other people bathing, one of the things that keep us hostage. Chan kien ko sijini achan lazim ba ki yera ande loyalty ina balum ki chike en wedi ku voto kan yin so na chi jo ben ke ti wo non ki chak lo wen ran wen non der yeting kana if you continue to do that with certain kind of group ke ache good harmful to you and then you start to avoid or situation ko wen ko ke ba ke avoid um ke wo gol kulwar ki self awareness consciousness because at first growth individual task yin kiran to we cannot grow communally achambu nong the same understanding go will growing together and when I grow in my own mindset kuran directly will grow in their own mindset koblo nang where our values i'll intertwine i'll band together so now what it will happen kubro lo itene imi your peer group ba yo na che your peer group che you ke environment war ye you ke very toxic abin jaltin kien chi ko ke yin chi loy e bakadang loy avoid kun bilo loy bru lakini ajala amirot in a situation where you see it is damaging to your growth anakin ari rinum ke yeni lora disassociate ache crime ache bara loy disassociate ke environment when chi pet ken yin but the bad situation when in below bito around get into chinen lo addressing by and lo avoid best e ken yen ke self sabotage now na jale tene kula we lo hang out when you work ping when on some values some principle when lo together you have not avoided that situation kula ku best a bad situation lo avoided kula thiokin amur e ken yen ke self sabotage you have not addressed it the way you address this one is to find your own community, your own club, your own clan. The clan I'm talking about here are people with whom you have the same values, principles. Keluega said, not the community we were born from. Kakakache ke kerang, kakache our community of growth. How we can actually try to avoid such and try to find your own niche where you can belong.
Hey, now I call one a break a little church in here. Like there is uh, we go back to perfectionism, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Bi jo lo pial red. Na
Mm,
kin pial ka chilo. Hmm. Uh, and it's also an external thing. There are things that you can call bagalo big pial simply because I'm call bagalo please, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Queen ki approval at chabe when
External
you
approval.
call be approved by other people.
Mm,
But I think pial jalo ngulwelian a core you go do instead barola compare one ko ki kora compare it to. Wana kul kumane toki de e piadore wana kul nongi which ra re man tio.
mm.
Like in this perfectionism kene where okay in the jammer about self low self esteem or self doubt kakai
Mm.
ben externally cuma nanga keni kwany mala dire ka lol mi ayen a chin ga lew ku lo ta chen ga yui ko ki chaga dire za do
Yeah, a little low.
is this being perfect keni a you would think from the environment or is it inherent sort of habit.
Okay. All right. Perfect along two ways. Along perfect the tate. Baya ter. Rana ter. Eka kaya low because pia can be pure mere banking. Kwanong ti de ba ju dira piet wala ba ngujo lo piet wala ke ga gi ba ga jo lo piet a chan bi ko ka nya ka ka in ke chol
So,
pap.
so before Binto, so there are two things here.
Yeah,
Your own happiness,
yeah,
sort of intrinsic,
yeah,
something originally in you.
yes.
But I mean happiness can bala leg beautiful like a jo lo pieta kaka kankaro. Eh?
uh, mm.
You can know any important kaka ikero now.
Okay, okay. The first thing is your internal world. Kitor ki me pyo ki feeling comfortable about you yourself. Yaneke the better. Yaneke the first thing that you need to do, because we said anything outside is an external chaos, and you can never please anybody. Today, a birale wallahi aki presentation una jalo piet. Your slide was looking perfect. Lande chienge kula ka and another person there say, oh, kana galu missing one. Kana ga yin kiti na yin. So that perfect kada win chalwele chaji loy anora there you perfect. So you can never satisfy the demand of other people. That's why it is very important can be your intrinsic happiness but can't satisfy but can't ngay. What makes you happy? What makes you whole? There are low key dengarang anong karang.
Mm.
When you live a life where you don't need to justify, where you don't need to defend, where you don't need to protect a lot of things, and you are living a very authentic life. Because when you are defending your point of view so much, to find a point where you will feel you are really right, you are killing yourself because we are not all at the same level of awareness. And when you really live a very authentic life, you don't need to defend, you don't need to protect, you don't need to hide anything. But when you are living a fake life, that's where you need external justification to tell you that, oh, this was so perfect. You did this one. And next time about it. There are different ways where people can give you constructive feedback. They give you constructive feedback where you will try to improve something. Can be latwing. But this flattery kind of feedback where a little bit, they will tell you anything, but you will not actually try to find a way to improve, to be low improve. That is a perfectionism. You can be watching out. But na che you ya de the kinjo nang that mindset of saying that I actually did this to the best of my ability. You are perfect. You will not have a room to grow. We always need that room to grow. Even that time, I think the evaluation rating where somebody can rate something 10 out of 10. that person will stop growing. Okay, there, because you don't have a small space, Benonkel will improve. So the reason why you don't need to be perfect is to find a room to improve things. In you allow certain reason, certain buffer where you can work to grow in something. You know what? They will setting your yearly goal. Ruan is coming, and I want to set my goals. And what happened at the end of the day or at the end of the year, akanike goals ko reach, you will be crushed because you have set goals that you want to. But there is this mindset there where you set goals that are not necessarily bakek reach. But the intention of setting such kind of goal is to know who you want to become to achieve those goals. How are you going to grow? Who are you going to become in the quest of achieving those goals? You can go and be 75 or be 85 or be 95, but you started at a low point of 15, 20, and 30. Can you grow from there? You don't need to be 100. I can buy a very perfect, but you have got to 95, you got to 75, you got to 85. So this is a very big shift from 15, 20, from 50 up to there. That's why you don't need to have this mindset of being perfect at things. You need to have the progressive mindset.
Look, there is something very sensitive, Carver, touch here, and but I'm not inviting you to talk about it if you not feeling to discuss anything. Yeah,
Okay.
uh, being perfect is a personal thing. Normally, I like kajaneng randan cinin piajal marum garan ni chul buli chol garan mo.
Mm.
Ke ket kulul pyo ke ye tinga nier ma chali ga war manger ke kai war ke won welen chore bulleng ku reje jo ket kulul mari alle lo yendi kuen ji bung nyale jo gor ku yo yi kok ke re yi ari le ke kir go kok ina da u so wana chi ko ba lum le yi re ke garan ke ka a ti ye ke de ka jiem ro wala ka ke ni
Mm.
na a ko bre mi ode bi jo ko ta re de ka le garan ka le pyo ke tinga der ma chali ga war ma nge you talk a lot about alignment being your mind in your heart because you align together kim ya ripio biya in ki in num gam ke in ke piet but there is still the culture connection still is there holding people together. And so let me say something very sensitive here. uh One to ba ko ka ke jal pa nan jing lo ko chien ya ne tie chol chien in biure long shamal
Mm. Mm.
ko ko bi ko a chi ba la to da ken ba la Dubai la kin resources a chi la live a chin ka pye to. Hmm? So it been na check the age been tie choben ko ko ka liu
Mm.
wala ngo ka bin tie ka chito because na lo nya ran de lum ku yin chin go ke ken ga ken lo ya pet chen de kor ben ye lo tin. So people ended up not actually getting married. Na bi wan tio jo ba jo well ke to ko ga be ben ga diop to the point chi bi ran ya be a cho tia ka te chi bu la chi na di chi
Now,
to.
mm.
Yeah. Is there any margin of error here that you can do something about that, even Wakaliu,
All
to
right.
just grow? I'm talking
Yeah.
in the context of growth here, because
Yeah.
you grow when they produced, yeah?
Yeah. 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 Okay. Mm, there is always something someone can do. You know, if you're talking in how you want to get out of your comfort zone. Chan ke open cock, a chambran cock, you know, not go judge. Well, okay, can I chab you ten? Can I chab you ten? Bana jale, a chan bokok lo them. Lolo ki chila to, even ware, koi koi ka lu kitchen, the viranga can, kor ke ka libu you. But it's still your own mind or your own brain um do it up. Inga ilu away. Baki chi kor, bachi yo. Malaysia na Iran ci ben ci go ci chin inji chin taga bin kok ba le loy ke Iran na ci chin le bini ba gautin ani in chin le in kok le ba loy lakin ko won le bi ran ka non ka den loy ko ngot ke ci ben ko ngot ke yo ke ci necessarily be ak ni to ken loy and no a different way you can grow and contribute maybe yung nyar pi nyar family dun a nyar family dun ka nong man tung the wamu balum ku wamu sole do ku mo nong te nong in te bine lo tin di kin ran be nong kra or bin many things in le binom do le belu le binom do belu kra ki yani jamu ko lon ke cho being a victim in your story e ba chi the situation do when chin lo tin at that time ba che muin pin le ga chin der ba le lo a chin der ba le lo ki mi jo re tan in chi ba ja mi jo ya dia wala ya ki o chi ta ka la tok ten war an chi yen ko chi yen chin ku nyin ale ba daman du te gi cham ba do ja la du ka daman du ngot cha ne tak ne ga ye ni và na chân nồng đủ cho lao ấy nó khóc lo cái tạo là bên nó thì yếu in khóc alle ba gayo it can be very sensitive anyway but kayo ko yoga me things that are very general klibiran yo kay appropriate at this angle but you talk individual awareness where do they seem to be victim or where do they see there is a very small kada nong the teen libiran nong ke lebeloy lebeloy working wo nong very bad environment back home now na chagran pio non ko lo ko chinde you and resources kata da chile ko ga chile ko gol chok kana chine ko go read you cannot judge anybody because you will grows as an individual choice so what makes you aware about other things ke yin ke jo ta baloy will battle a victim in your story but when you see there is a space binon ko lo ke ja responsibility do so en ke kala balwel
Achipiala ya, lakin there was something Jalwela practice, and then Jalwela practice
progress
makes perfect. Okay,
yeah mm.
and you said that's illusion.
Eh,
A chin a perfect talk.
mm,
Yeah, just like there's nothing 100% or
yeah.
um, but how?
Efficiency of machine is 85, 90 something. It's not
Yeah.
100%.
So and then you talk about a fear of failure anyway,
Mm,
which is I need to be perfect because I don't want to fail. Yeah, I
yeah.
need to get thing. I don't want to fail. I'm a chigak. Well,
Mm,
I'm be out fail and chin level chaba achieve.
mm,
Um, still, like you will. There's nothing perfect. It is actually illusion.
mm.
How can somebody convince themselves that can actually teach you perfect?
Ayen, you go thong you can go in perfect in the karang you in 100%. But you get in a chaga 1% a level you think you can eat. Can I hear our go? You go a say it. Chaga so cool are all of them. Which I got a lot about 100% you in a certain subject today. Ke nyao pe tomorrow achieve by nyao you 100%. So can ke lwele yen kiena yana lwele ke illusion concept ya lwele practice make perfect. You will always do it. Na lwele ka cha you 100% either ane le gamin ako be flatter or ako be please or
But
ako bi lo gibo ba chi be lu grow bi chen der jidit ber lo ba chi be ya creative bi chen ber dia te no kena to ya acha ni be ya convince with yourself what do I need to do again acha ni yo 100% cha yo ko cha thio ni na ben e ngo ba be lo kena it will stop your creativity it will stop your growth it will stop your thinking so but not all with the mindset that you can progress now you couldn't today with 50 okay, tomorrow where you 60, where you 70, you will have this push. You may rather push, okay, now tell you like this today, I'm going to talk about how tomorrow, I'm going to talk about low tomorrow. Like that. You are progressing. Practicing it, you are progressing. Chứ mà cái điều này alwell, one Galway and dear, and Kenu Kwan, and there was some area chanjo bella lu grow. dear Allah by very good that than some of other people like you are so what does it mean? You practice until you grow and become so good at something. Achin ki ye rana kran. Chin ki ye
And you
chimena lwele yimpia the rate grande pe warina to. Lwele
Otto.
the rate and warin wisdom to. Ye ran in chiki lwele chakwel somebody somewhere else chakwel. Ya Bill Gates man chigo yang aku war chikwel rate abu go war man somebody is coming up rich person like that. And it give you the muscle to start stretching to go next ladder. That's why I was saying that practice does not make perfect. When you say practice make perfect, you are going to stop yourself when you reach that. But practice make progress because
Progress.
Achila Louis
Mm,
perfectly. You be frustrated. When you are frustrated, you will even stop everything altogether.
give up.
Think about
Yeah. All right. Lastly, there were a lot of other things, but what do you have to tell? Okay, for example, Kawani na kwala kwenye diere.
it. Mm,
Well, I know even in Kakuma, what you been in 92.
mm,
Ku joku diere de jilo pyo ba joku be yoku jilo nge kede loy ma da piet. Yoku ban gu yoku de ni yuto ko pya resieta.
mm,
So yen ko jo chula aneng sort of ayen graduation ay loy. Yana neng batch baby you took a
mm,
cool but dear konim ya cool.
mm,
So but there are some people did not make it. Chandagala dear konim.
mm,
Ko chelo mulwele ka ke ka law sort of internalize
mm,
could not apply to but not generalize to everything else. Man, you're good at things.
mm,
What do you move on like a koi quan ke negachi kon ahead of us? Sara le bin yo kulo le kenega chi a kuilo nega chi lo a pit. How le BK balance this? BK kocho grow, but also allow the work. Okay.
mm.
What you're almond button create kulu. This is a fine balance here. How can they actually uh, balance it to the point bigger koko kilo
Hard.
uh, Ryok, yeah,
Okay,
for the
killer.
long
Yeah,
term.
na ki choi pyuch anong ayo pyuch ku ko nong dere to kanaran nong dere to qualities to yin yeran chamba to ki ran to ko ni min du pyuch anong yin a choice whether you can break somebody well in barana le bakra le balwil that che good at this but still mi da ngor kanong choice we rara well ba den ke che good at it but the only thing you can do at this time because yen ki ko bi du pye lo yo ko bila dira deal ko bila chang ko ni to ken reality bro lo so chin pi chi le ran be chi bilo please cham be la ne chaka men chen ke dang ko an ri ho che channel ala e je ke ka bu pye lo abula ri abula ri ya abula abungula lo yo be la lo weekend ken ke pe now kran ki jo bene humility what kind how were you treating these people the man do ni lui the man do pure in cake ye get pure with this mindset of looking down somebody because I ke lo ye pet well ye will that yeah there is a class my yen koi war I non group A group B group non ko be dire dore wo non ko be dire kan I classes yen ke kan lo but the most important thing is ba koi pure but quite pure that it does not mean that a call when he are ready call when again a guy call cook kepe. Call when a kepe, I'll call back a ben the command. I can brand be ya be bathroom can run next time. Because this time run a little bit dear. Kunaya ran ke you give up and you are also helping them. Ke you sas. Ke ye na bungur ke continue ye ben because I like okay can I jangi low appears like this but tomorrow I'll allow like this came into that group. It's the same thing chima sukule mi ti ko ne tin ka pyo ke sukule ji with the current education chin was a pyo ja pyo I usa the you it to ben value me ben lo cultivated but not to kill them not to demoralize them can ke ralo at school ku yen ke this is where you are actually contributing either you are destroying somebody or actually you are building somebody in ke now you are trying to contribute to their well-being chambran big thing tiniare ne na deal ka blue improve lakini aki niar ka bala again okay we can do something else or don't there libin lotin because can I chiro bele Kene yin ken me da ken be nyai pyo ko ken be rio ke chan bi yo lu grow ke le le ye usa le cha lu kan anchi good enough anchi to ngon ko it's something like that. So it is a way of balancing it, but lo balance your attitude to teaching people your attitude. Do you mean to destroy somebody, or do you want to actually get a good out of themselves?
So in other words, Ian, pure care about you giving what you know fully. It can be around me, but actually showing off that you
Yes,
know it.
yes, exactly. Yeah. That's why in coi đôi tiếng I do pin ben ke show off ke đôi cái nó có gì đôi cái nó có gì cho nên cái đấy in cái bên lui à chia cái bên lui we in thầu cái bên lui in cái thầu cái này
So
so
telling
now
you that I know I'm better than you.
I'm better than you. I'm better than you. Yeah, ni chile bangi da do kana. Are really red. So
Now,
get
well,
that.
okay, what viewers can ba jwa can and get all constructive criticism to be already touch. Uh, any criticism is not constructive unless it's designed in a way being around here and understood.
Mm.
And what I kill well it ye say ran je ko dier je mo lo kre dier bu ku joran yo ku le yo jo yin lor ko dier re du ya
Mm.
kene ga che constructive. It's actually discouraging,
Yeah.
destructive in it. So,
Mm.
ki any constructive criticism or we are ki lawyer piet in the air ka one loy you book
Mm.
on leg into him.
Yes.
Chiman ti bureau well. Ki one and lawyer piet thing a core book on leg into him, would you be improve your ben chup
Mm.
kalar ka der ran gonna ja way be
Yeah, well,
can be you the kele kwancho bula lawyer piet. Banana
Mariki,
book yeah, not
Mariki.
bureau.
Na korba ki chiran lo chan ko baran ba ye constructive feedback ki na korba ka be lo improve be ka aro ki cho ka chi ke ting cho ke dia, meaning that you are giving them a room to know that okay, I have done a lot better, but kene abi je lum ke something that be now working on. But na lo ka chi ke wo ji ke lo lum ke ju ku ke le ke en kana kan ting le kana kan ting le kana kan ting wo kan be le en dadu kan ku cha lo le ke di pia like this, kan ku cha lo le di pia like this, then you are killing that person en ke tin ka ma tin. So cho ka pet cho ke ro u tao tung the improvement thing, or cho ka pet e dia ku tao kan ke ro be lo improve e cho improvement.
It's not
What?
being perfect here.
Yeah.
All right, and it, that doesn't apply to self. And like what Yamran they pay,
Uh-huh.
leba, is it not could they well could well take the positive? Like a
Mm.
little one bad thing, a little your day, a little ruin the whole day. Can be
Yeah.
into negative bar by a longer area kulu.
Mm.
So lum the positive. Can it change a car? Be ralo to a chan about kill sabotage up your ba taking stock take about you jack a look at piet than
Yeah.
ka one jack
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, low key dengram. I
mm.
show you. Uh, cooking, I think a big coglo, a big cog. This is the way you can. Non go into describe and theo. Okay, charge of water. Yen, what you are trying to say, taking stock mean having a journal for gratitude. Having a journal for gratitude. I can yen look at chinging manon copy of Chagaloy. Tung reg in Chiraloy, in a lock gag piede, a lay one. But I hear gratitude low every morning or every evening, then kayimbe kana love God. Alagi nom dera be de lo activate. Oh, can I tell low war of it? Oh, can I tell low war of it? Can I tell low of it? What are you trying to cultivate? The positivity inside you. Kawin yeke low of it. Manatu, kawin chike low of it. Don't give them light. Ki yen ko abalu improve abajo goro okay, I want to work on this can be pial. I'm looking abalo and we are working on this. But gratitude is the most important thing that we can do. There is another thing that is a practice also, and I was taught. Nongi chola mirror walk. You go to the mirror, either your bathroom, wale your mirror in your dressing room. Look yourself in the eye. Look yourself really, and try to praise yourself. Try to give yourself that thank you or all that. It's very difficult for people to do. But when you do that 5 days consecutively, you may are laughing at yourself at the beginning. You will shy away from yourself, but when it becomes a routine, all this gratitude will start to appear out of nowhere. You can even write 100 gratitude. Kau chin ka pure mier, ka ka loy ka nan, even ka ka loy ki yang ka kuch ke, you can find them. So that is actually a practice, a routine that one can do. It can be being yourself awareness or self positive side, being a low awakened. Kuba this self sabotage be just slowly like that.
Bureau, Mr. Bureau or Engineer Bureau, this is a long, is a broad topic.
Yeah.
The book we discuss, and I know you would keep it a duba, our audience, Joao, Chichil. Yena ya korbe shoda butuk, lakin ti ya korbi nun toltin. There's a special brand, Chalwell, when you need to identify your special brand of self-sabotage. Yeah. Once you know that, but if I only maybe negative self-talk in a alone,
Mm.
in the identify on myself, who kokato,
Mm.
okay, about myself, kokato and kokato.
Mm.
If I happen to, but yeah, that self negative talk me out,
Mm.
the bar succeed in other areas, it can get bay into the mixed. Uh,
Okay.
while one more key jam a little bit about that special brand, could you allow if that is if it can be generalized?
Okay. Okay. Yeah, a special brand because we always bring ourselves back to self awareness, being informed. Bangi ya kan ngui in dark, ya kan ngui in your opinion. Na chaye in you can alibu juya libu garo diang wandi. But because you cannot address them at the same time, because anong kay paralysis of analysis. If you have a lot of things to analyze at the same time, then you will analyze nothing. Chin ka ba lo tin. Because the minimum goal will cloud a lot of things will cloud at your mind. So yen lumtuk kutung jaloi when you actually try to eliminate slowly, like anyai tien negative self-talk and yin working on, then negative self-talk actually will address self-doubt. The key negative self-talk, key overcoming self-doubt abijal your self confidence will increase. Your low esteem, or you will be very, you will start to have the thought of high self esteem. And think I can go address at the same time like that. Okay, there when your imposter syndrome will start to disappear. When you take target one, if I'm targeting perfectionism, but she perfect at things, then I will know that okay, if I'm not, I can 100% reach at something. Yeah, I cannot start to doubt myself because changi that I need to have a room for growth. Now, can nang some of these procrastination behavior chagalui kram chaganyai chan ba kanga loom small task by small task. Then I am still actually addressing some of the things that make me fear. Fear of failure. Because the reason why you procrastinate is now lu ay man ku lai tweet ba den ka fail go so these things are now a lot cascading effect. When you do one good thing out of this, another thing will nang there ki lo ties together. So that can ending in a when you do that, when you address that in the but kanke diak alabaga lo address at the same time, but you have to still continue being aware, being conscious with what you are trying to avoid, and you look at yourself where you are going to relapse yetanen in being low kuni and loy bala pol where do to your own habits kagike kai kayaga kara ka yoga tinke. When you do them, you are actually trying to solve many things at once. In a mute. Yeah.
And could you like talk there, Chan Book your talk?
Yeah.
I think I have a job at TK interview, but Kaloy, a lawyer, Matthew in jam, in got the in this awareness, car. ekdenga nyar, that is enga nyar piondu balo lakini check you thin. It's not about what you get. It's about how you feel about it. Well, do we pay you? Chan baka ka baka loy.
All right. Check the growth and contribution. For you to grow, you do things for yourself first, by your hand extended to other people, and then later on you are contributing to the global society. I think you have seen me appearing here and there. I'm not getting paid here, but I have my own website where people who want my service goes there where they will pay my service. But my public, I have actually I started this through mentorship. I have been mentoring South Sudanese living in Malaysia through association. I have been also mentoring some students from our Society of Petroleum Engineering, and I'm not being paid for a voluntary service. And now I'm trying to reach our young South Sudanese. Like I have a group that I'm mentoring in Rwanda, Uganda, Malaysia, Indonesia, and there are some few people. Because I walk the path, and walking this path, I'll have to give them. So these are webinars that I'm giving them. If you are interested in my real coaching program, because you are subscribed to my particular service, and then from there they will start to learn. But I have also some free uh, material in that particular website of mine. Material free, learn, run, it is your choice to make you learn from the free, or you want to go one on one, or you want to join a group session, coaching session, then indicate and they can. But the mindset at first was the mindset of contributing back to the community, contributing back to the young people. Because I started at my own house, I mentor my kids, I coach them. When I see some of my friends were actually, I was doing this even before Kenny going live, Ken and Kwanben. I was doing this because I've been a long-term advisor to South Sudanese since 2014 and Ghana in here. And what I was trying to give them is I coach them on their particular career, like petroleum engineering courses and all that. But when it came to reaching out to publicly, then that angle where I get something out of it is somewhere there. And and pre-webinars and all this, it will come and get this general conversation. But one-on-one that is being tailored, that takes some time. Just okay.
Ayen lagan website wo chan ba display lakini na war yo lagin chin ko me up to interview.
All right, all right. Yet, people can book me through my sabotage assassination, but I have a website coming up that I want to tweak some few things together, but you will share publicly.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, kenapa you ngot yakin bera?
You can post that in you can send me something about we post it on our page and we call a victim.
Okay, okay. Let me.
So the funny thing that is going to happen today is that Rani Chol Bul Mabor
Yeah.
ku yo bul deng bul
eh,
ku jola Rani Chola Ken Nin good Mobior Chola Kaya Gulit.
yes.
Ke ka chi separate interviews a chi ka lo wan tio ken kedeni chol 24 United ran chola Kenya dur.
Okay.
Now ke ka bi join interview bi ja lo today ki cha jo ngi bi ba la ker wala bi do
Hello,
jo
Pam.
lo Facebook ka ker na nen time lo ba de ki ba da 24 United. So you
All
could
right.
not just ke ko lit ka ba na join interview. Ena
All
ke
right.
pani lo ra ne ra ko da de ga da ke ga la.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Injale
Ayen.
yare engineer bureau too.
Ayen.
Anytime in presentation corporate just let me know.
Okay.
And we do have more than 10,000 followers here.
All right.
Lakin ko diam kia ben baping have a message that we got a larbi. But thank you
Mm-hmm.
so much for your time and for your love for the community. So I wish you well. Kubana good time with the because you look at your love family.
Thank you, Red Ninja Mother, Red Ninja Lake, and continue to do this good service. Our mindset at the beginning is to contribute back to people's lives. and be positive part of it be ala you be ala lum ke learning. You know, Nonki Luya and Kick started to start publicly appear like this. I listened to Nong Ranchi Kadang Jelwel. Imagine this is your last day, Pinum. It's your last day that doing to, and people are coming to your funeral. And now, could you yourself give a speech about what that particular person yung chiloy, yung chiwan p day. Yan kana bu jo kadang loy jorot be you iran you are going well with your career you loy kako but you can not get about you in key non ka ji chaga loy land in a lot of long journey chalu work kana kin ko chilotin and you cannot change yourself chambalwel nga try to take my path ki manong to be kabaloy land because we think it is a learning experience. Now, then I came to see that, okay, if I have something that I actually can contribute the life of somebody below turn around, quite when they lay down on their level of energy, Kengo Baloy, start to talk to them, share with them how tough your journey has been, share with them what they can take, can be rather improve, be life, be turn around. Kagak does not need you to have a lot of money. It just needs you to have the voice. Now, not a voice to say this and have a platform to reach out to people. You don't have to set yourself for expectation where you think that, okay, I will reach everybody, everybody will love my message. No, you just know that if you can turn one soul, learn from your program, then you know that you have improved the life of somebody. Because are not being learned in the school. They are not being learned at every corner of our life. So it is our individual responsibility. The way you go and learn some few things. Do you want to keep it for yourself or do you want to let other people learn from what you have learned? So that motivation and trying to change some people, trying to give them at least one thing that I've learned that they might have not learned, or they have learned, but they have not internalized it in the way I have done it. This is what I can say in my brother. And I see how you have even impacted some young people trying to create their social positivity in their surrounding and talk. I think reason why we contribute back to community. And thank you very much for the time.
Thank you. Bajala enjoying your morning. Amaga ka afternoon.
Yeah.
Kubala daya ke yagulit ken na bulmobor.
All right.
Around the money chin of ping, a little the chin campato ki yinga ke yagulita kagan.
I no anchi kidang I came across go yo in kalo ya kenyador kana ke kenyin good. Go very good funny way channel wealth in well nyan ka ji tia ga pa no ku tin nga chan tu tin e really so I'm the log kenny but it is very fun you love so I comedy you know a lot of rich comedy inside kind of thing cái guy social fabric or cake chamu ka ja bring how you chicken non make it in a way that it will not be hurtful to you something like that.
Hey, I'm brother.
More
All right.
yeah,
Hey, bye.